Okay, guys, good morning to all of you. This is KEL. Yes, I'm back. I'm back from China, and I'm back to office. Would work hard for all of you guys. Now, today is the 13th of May, 2025. CRAZII Market Talk with KEL, and let's go into the details right now. And of course, before that, disclaimer applied as usual. Gosh, okay, let's go. Okay, so first of all, let's look at gold this morning. Okay, now let me just bring into you very important stuff here. Where's my one here? Yeah, here we go. Okay, as of this morning, the gold opening price is 3236, okay, and it's below MLP. You can see that it's below MLP. So because of that itself, the market will always favor the sell side when the market is trading below OP. Because MLP is on top of you, market's below you, usually the market will sell once it's below OP. But of course, vice versa, if the market goes above OP, then naturally the market will buy. All right, but one thing to note, the KSI today is red, the KCX is blue, and in fact at extremity, so which means that the downside itself, right, will be much stronger than the upside. So when you're buying itself, your quantity must be lower, smaller, all right, and your this when you're selling, you should be heavier. So this morning when the market breaks down, basically, right, you can see that there's a KCL over here at 32.36. So which means that yesterday's closing is a very important level. Once the gold price trades below the 32.36, is confirmed a sell already. You don't need to wait itself. So this morning when I bought, once it go below OP, I cut my position and flipped to sell immediately. So that is what I did just now. But I was so busy earlier, I didn't have time to post my sell. But then again, I think you guys should be able to do that on your own. Yeah. Okay. So there's something to take note of. Okay. So the thing is this, if we clear out the screen right now, you can see that the KCB just here. Now, someone texted me this morning and asked KEL, why the KCB isn't here? Okay, so take a look, guys. If I put a KCB line here, you will notice that the market has already been blocked. Yeah, have you seen see that? Yeah. Hey, wait, where's my thing? Okay, can you see that? If I put this on when this has been blocked over here. All right, been blocked here. So you cannot use that. Although previously our KCB, we have two types. One is called the fresh KCB, one is the used KCB. But as time goes by, I kind of realized that the fresh KCB for target is pretty decent. Although we can see that the used KCB has its reason to be there. When the market failed to stay below that used, cannot stay below the used KCB, it will usually form a support in the market. Yeah. So for that reason itself, it's meant for PTP level. So for us today, we will take this away. It won't be there. So the nearest available fresh KCB, it will be here. So that's the reason why we mentioned 3175 where it's possible. Now with the market selling like this and the KCX so in the deeper end of it itself, right? So if the market do go down due to a sudden spike down selling, I think that 3175 can try to bottom pick. Yeah, bottom pick, yeah, bottom pick. Now, normally I don't do bottom picking because I think it's very dangerous. Yeah. But the thing is this, because I feel that the US dollar will go down in the near term, hence therefore gold will be a very good hedge against that itself. So I believe that there could be stop loss later on being triggered, all right? Especially if you notice that this low and this low is quite near to each other. So I suggest that there might be a what we consider as a stop loss area. So the market may purposely break it down and trigger the stop loss and then smash it down to 3175 region, and then that is where the buy up is. Got my point? You got my point? Press number one right now. All right. So today is going to be a very exciting day if you ask me itself. I think that this could be one big trade that I will foresee may happen. Now, of course, you'll ask this question, KL, wait a minute. The stock market down is up, so gold price goes down. So isn't that correct? Uh, well, guys, if you remember, gold has been going up the last 4 months, and stock market also went up the last 4 months. So it's not really like equals one plus one equals two thing. Now, the thing is this, right now, the gold is selling off because everybody were anticipating that the China deal will not go through, right? I mean, basically, to have that deal done at this stock level at 30% is something way, way, way. Even Donald Trump only expect 80%. So because of that, that causes gold to down because everybody bought in anticipation of the deal doesn't go up fine. But again, if you look carefully in the whole setup, there is a 4 diamond over here, which you have to put a line across it at this point here. And that visibly tells you that once the market stays below the line and color change from yellow to red, it's always a sell. Remember that? I told you that before, right? So that's why you can see now the bars and the candles are all red in color. So the downside selling will still be present. Okay. So the only thing is right now is that where is the bottom? And this is where I get very excited. Let me tell you why. Okay, guys, this is something that y'all must understand. So I'm going to spend a bit more time today on gold because this is something that I'm watching it for the longest of time and I've been telling you this. Okay, so you see, when the gold is going up itself, right, no one complain anything, okay? It's every time when the gold come down at the start, right, where the CCYR appears on the screen, the first time everybody is still okay because we have book out profit and all is good. But it's only when the gold keep on coming down, and that is where you get very edgy. And then that is where a lot of you come to manifest and think that it's time to short the gold market and let it crash and blah, blah, blah. But again, if you look carefully in history, that whenever the gold come down, there will be the formulation of the KCX. All right, can you see that? And there will be that particular day, the KCX will be the longest. Okay, and that will be that day whereby you need to put a line at the point where the longest KCX. Okay, put it there. Okay, and then we're going to zoom in right now. Okay, take a look, guys. Okay, you take a look. Okay, can you see that? So you can see that that is the point whereby the KCX will be at the longest, okay? And the market is cascading downwards. But then you will see this particular tail that will come in the next day. And the day that finishes itself, you notice that the KCX will retreat from the lowest. So this is what we consider as in the market purposely smash down, trip all the stop loss, and then after that recover. And this is something that we have seen before. And then after that itself, that is where the market will start to lift itself from a low. That means that the market now will not have the new low. In fact, it's retreating this way. Yes, the KSI is still red. Yes, the KCX is still blue with there itself, but you notice a retreatment over here, a retreat, right? Regression. And then after that, we will have our very first color change from yellow to red, red to yellow. And then that is whereby the blue diamond will appear on your screen. Got my point? So the thing is, what I'm looking out for is that I want the market to do this. I want the market to keep on going down first. I want to know where's the thing that changed the KCX from a very deep green to a smaller green, or in fact blue. That will be best. And then after that, I want to see that the market has no longer has a new low. Now you see from here itself, right? Every day the market go low, new low for each day, right? Until this day completed, then the market recover. So that is what I want for a market bottom. Okay, so now we fast forward the tape right now. We take this away. Okay, put it with me. And we move back to the next KCX point, whereby there's a KCX. All right, same thing happened. The market every day, new low, right? And then after that, KCX as the deepest here. And the next day, the KCX recovered a little bit. And then you notice that the market now no longer has new low. And then that's where the market totally changed color and then go up again. Get the idea now? This the thing is always repeating. I don't need to know the fundamental of the market. I don't even care Donald Trump says what. I don't care whether the tariff is doing what. I just know that I just keep on repeating this process. I should able to make money from buying gold. All right, got the idea? Okay, so let's try again. So you see that all the way, there were no chance for you to have KCX, no chance at all. There were no KCX, only now, my friends. Okay, so let's take a look here. Now we have the KCX blinking and the green is definitely bigger than the previous day. So what would we want to see? We will want to see the market break a new low. So the previous low is 3207. Today's low is 3215. Okay, so what will be the best thing to happen to all of us? Two things. Number one, hopefully it smashed down previous day low. Number two, come down to the KCB at 3175. That will absolutely flush away all the buyer's hope. And then after that, the next day, we have a recovery. And that recovery, that particular day, the low itself cannot be more than the previous day low. Okay, all clear? So this is the thing that all must checklist. Okay, if all clear, press number 2 right now. Okay, got an idea. That is what we want to see. So remember, when gold was coming down, the first wave, when it was coming down the first wave, right? I was sharing with you guys how come the gold pulled down so much and yet the KCX totally black in color. And then after that, when you recover here, I told you be very careful, be careful of this level here because I believe that the market couldn't go past it. And there was a 4 diamond there. And then now the market really, really sell down. And now the KSX happened, the KSI is the flex rate at the moment, then you guys then panic yourself, okay? So isn't that really wasted of time? So guys, okay, 3175 Richard, you say you put a alert there, yeah, put it there yourself. You never know what happen next. So for me itself, I be upfront here, yeah. I don't mind bottom picking. I don't mind taking a bit of disadvantage. I put a small buy stop, a buy limit, sorry. I put a buy limit at 3175. A small buy limit at 3175. Now this is absolutely, literally, catching a falling knife. I am doing that, but it's a small position that I'm waiting to take because put it this way, the goal itself from the high here, which is about 3-4. Let me take a look. Yeah, the high here itself is 3,438. Now, if I buy back 3,175, that's $300 in absolutely what they call discount from the highest point recently. So why not? Right, number 2, we all can see on the article that China has been buying a lot of gold. Let's assume that they've been buying, okay, let's assume, yeah, that they've been buying somewhere around this area, okay, all right, around this area and maybe this area. So if I buy this area, I think that's a very in between the area, right? So with that, why not? Okay, but again, this is me, okay? I'm taking a bit of risk. If I'm wrong, maybe I'll cut, maybe I'll keep, but it's a small position, okay, that I'm putting it right now at 3175. Okay, all clear? All clear, press number 3. Okay, small position, small, yeah? Oh, wait, 0.10, small, just for me to remember. Okay, Cal, can I put at 3082? Can, you can put whatever you want. He can put even lower than 3000, but the question is, will he go there first? Of course, he may go there. Of course, he may go there, yeah. But I'm just saying that a bit difficult, yeah. That's a bit difficult, but who knows, yeah, who knows? Okay, all clear, okay. Now we move on and we look at this Dow Jones, okay. Now, Dow Jones yesterday, I was really, I really want to kick myself. I know that I was basically, I know that the news should be a bit favorable to the China deal, but I never expect so much, to be honest with you. And I tell you that I was just about to buy it, just to buy the Dow, just, 1 minute before the thing spiked up at 3 p.m. And I was on the phone. The phone just had to come in at the very, very bad time. Bam! I saw the thing just shoot up literally. Oh gosh. Okay, so now what's the news in case you're hidden under a rock, yeah? So Donald Trump, his team, and the Chinese team come together and they have realized that they can really, help each other lah. So basically now Donald Trump and friends say that okay, we revise the tariff down to 30%, and then there's 10% base, and this whole thing itself will be at 90 days, quantum, and then of course can also be better later on. Okay, so from the surface, it looks like the deal is good, but you must understand that it isn't. Why? Because you see, first of all, a tariff is very bad for the economy. To put 10% itself is putting extra 10% down to everybody's throat. All right, that's the first thing first. Second thing is that right now, if you look at it now consensusly, although from 145 dropped to 30%, but we all know the fact that 145% was really ridiculous. It's just a number. They just say, I'll slap you with this. I will slap you with this. But when the first containment reached the port, apparently it's all right. The new number now is 30%. So of course it's a saver in a way, but actually it's still an increment. So it's still going to be bad. And you know that Donald Trump and his friends, the way they run this whole country is a lot of talking, and then when they activate, it's just another thing. So I am not half surprised that later on Donald Trump will say, you know what, 30%, I don't think it's worth it. Let's go for 50% again. And the whole thing just come back again. I'm not even half surprised if he does that. Okay. Now, why Donald Trump need to do that is because he need to basically devalue the dollar down. Now imagine now the dollar was at 108 and now it's at 900, down by 10%. So which means that, right, for every dollar that people lend to Donald Trump and friends, which US, now Donald Trump need to pay back only 90 cents of it for the same amount. That means that now they basically devalue their own currency to pay lesser to the people that they owe. Now, of course, they may say that you may earn the 4.5% of interest, but look at it. If I were to devalue the thing by another 10%, then of course itself, right, that will happen to the 4.5% that I'm paying you itself is just going to cover the loss in between due to FX rates. That is something that you must understand. And of course, someone asked me this question yesterday, Cal, if let's say the currency of our country, let's say Singapore by default, is going to be stronger because of the US dollar coming down, then isn't that good for us? Yes, if we are actually an exporter. But we are for us itself is as well. But you must understand that when we do that itself, right, that means that our currency gets stronger, right? What we may have happen is that we may not be able to export the thing to US. And you must understand the agenda that this US trying to do is that they don't want people to come in anymore. They want their own country to have the power, the resources to do their own thing inside. The example, creating more factories in US. That's why Tim Cook was being advised by Donald Trump to have more factories in US. So because of that itself, right? Think about this for one moment. Imagine we, Singapore, we export things to overseas. One of them is US example. And then the thing is that because of the high costing due to the exchange rate, US decided not to take our product. Okay, then what happened to us then? Then we have to find another country. But because of that US dollar currency depreciation itself, our currency will be stronger. All right, then what will happen again? People may reject us, and people reject us itself. The thing is that the repercussion will cause us to have problem. And that is what Taiwan now is facing. Taiwan itself now is a big exporter country. And now because of the high currency in Taiwan, it will cause the thing that they cannot sell to people, especially like the US. And that is going to be a repercussion because when that happens, the country will have an issue. So if you think back again, what did this thing has happened before? And you can remember exactly 1997 during the Asia financial crisis. That is exactly what has happened back then. So of course, for us Singaporeans to go to Malaysia, example, to buy stuff, it would be good for us because our currency is so strong right now. Yeah, can. But again, that is on the expense. We're spending money overseas. But the thing is that how about money coming in? So this is an issue here itself, and that is where but we have to be very careful. So I'll be doing an MAO video on this particular topic, and then hopefully you can understand this part here itself. Okay, let's go now. I try to deviate a little bit because I want to share you something later. Yeah. So because of that itself, right now, let's take a look at the Dow Jones right now. So the Dow Jones, we're supposed to see a follow through buyout because by right we have this China coming in, good deal, blah blah blah. Then today should have shoot up again. But when I saw the Dow Jones this morning, it doesn't stop, it doesn't move, right? I immediately noticed this particular number here, which is 42,381. Now, guys, if you want to buy Dow Jones, you only can buy above this number, 42381. 42381. You don't buy Dow Jones, buy anything above it because at least you know where's your point to take note. Now, this is the MA 200. At the moment now, it's been triggered. And when triggered itself, it touched it. So you know, every time we hit the MA, the green dots will appear. Usually there will be two movements, upside and downside. So you look at it right now. We have a strong fundamental yesterday, but yet the Dow Jones today doesn't really stay above the MA 200. Okay. Next, let's take a look. The KSI, the KCX are all bullish. So by right, this should spur up the movement, but it didn't. Okay. Then you notice a lot of traction. The pivot 2 and MLP is very near to one another. Now, if there couldn't be any profit taking, it should bring it down to MLP. Now, one thing to note, the MLP for today is 42,106. Now, this is going to be a very critical level. Write it down somewhere. If the Dow Jones do come down and touch MLP and stay supported, bang, that will be a very good time to buy back your shorts and consider to turn long. Okay? But if the market breaks below MLP and stays below MLP, gosh, guys, run, hit for the hill because the market intention is to sell already. Now, why do I say that itself, right? Let's bring it down to the topic here. See, let me show you all the similarities in market. Now you can see that whenever the market is near a top itself, right, there's always this few thing that always repeat on in general is that the market will close at the high. Can you see that? Interesting, huh? So the market will close near the high. Can you see that? So whenever the market closes near the high or at the high, there's something to take note of. And then subsequently, instead of the next day, there must be a CCYR. Okay, so we don't have it right now, so we're still all right. But if you do have it soon, today, tomorrow, then I think you should really run. Okay, so at the moment now, we are still all right. So no need, no cause for panic yet. But if the market do a CCYR, then you have to get out of the market. All clear? If all clear, press number 4 right now. Waiting for my screen to update for a while, yeah? Now, one thing that I'm actually, okay, in one, I'll do what you want, Canadian, yeah? Okay, one thing to know is the Bitcoin. I'll talk with you shortly on Bitcoin, yeah? Okay, let's take a look now. This is the 5-minute chart. Okay, so you can see that this is the MA200. All right, and you notice why, you notice now you should understand why. The day chart MA200 and the 5-minute MA200 is exactly the same. Because what I did is I take the day chart MA200 and plot it in back to the 5-minute chart itself. Now, if you notice in the conventional method, right, we put MA200 is on the day chart, correct? But when you put it to 5-minute, it will use MA200 of the 5-minute instead. See the difference there? But not ours. We use the day chart 5-minute day chart number and replot it to the day chart itself. This is interesting. So now it's very simple. You can see that the market actually initially opens here. It challenged the MA200 and then it rebounded. See, beautiful, right? The way it opens and then it challenged the MA200, green dots appear. Look at the two lows here. The market rebounded back above OP. So at this junction, I thought that that is the start of the uptrend. But after that, literally after 10 minutes, it goes below OP. So that's where I know that something is wrong. I take a sell position here itself. And when it came down, touch the green color, usually what will happen by default, either this way or this way, right? So the market chose the downside. Okay, so the market came down. But now we have two diamonds at the bottom and the market is holding it right now very nicely. So that is why the market is now supported. But still the challenge will be here. So if the market can break past here, then yes, there will be a strong recovery upside. But if the market fail again, then the selling should be able to bring it down all the way to at least KTR -1 at 42,261. Okay, so now the boys are buying. You can see that the boys are buying, and the retailers are, still selling a little bit here and there. So let's see how it goes later. Yeah. Okay. Can. So that is the point of why the MA30, MA200 is the same number on our intraday chart. It's the different perspective of using it itself, because I think that the day chart MA is so important, so strong, so it should be replot into the 5-minute chart versus the conventional that doesn't do that. Okay, all clear? If all clear, press number 5. Okay, now you remember I told this before many times before that whenever the market Bitcoin moves first, the US market will follow, right? I've been saying this for so many times. And when the Bitcoin started to rally that day itself, right, I really realized that the market will continue to go higher, and truth be told, it went. So now we have a little bit of issue. We see the Bitcoin reversing. So if the Bitcoin reverse on the high, then what do you think will happen to the stock market in the next few days? Let me know now, guys. Now, if the Bitcoin has already reversed itself, okay, and if let's say it comes down here, what will happen to the stock market? Let me know in the comment box what you think will happen to the stock market. Okay, Iman is very fast. She put that follow down. Yes, and the market will likely be pulling back. I know by saying this again, you're like, hey, sure or not? Why don't you do some homework? Put it side by side and you see for yourself. Usually Bitcoin have 1 day to 2 days in advance notice for some interesting reason. Yeah, I don't know why, but it seemed to me like that itself. Of course, you can say that maybe there's going to be a big rally again. Maybe, might not. So let's just see how it goes. At least I'm giving you a heads up first. Yeah. Okay. So last one is look at the Canadian dollar that I request by this Inman. Just give me a minute, Inman. Okay, symbols. Okay, we have it's a minor. Dow is at high level, it sweep liquidity and go down. Oh, okay, pretty cool, interesting. Okay, so let's just see this Canadian, yeah? Okay, so Canadian, we do have the four diamonds, and we talked about this last week. So by right, put a line at the closing price of the diamond, and then that's where you have your very nice uptrend movement, and the price shoot up, and the KCB has been given. Okay, so now that is done, now, what should we do next, sir? Right? Very simple. So now for Canadian dollar, as long as it stays above 1.39744, it should be heading towards the pivot one at 1.40. Okay, that's the target that you're looking at. So if the market do go up, you can see 1.40. But same thing, right? We have a rejection here. So now there are, you notice this, there is multiple KCB line, top and bottom. That means this chart got error already. Yeah. So please do yourself a favor. When you see KCB top and bottom, please change the time frame from day chart back to 5 minute, 5 minute back to day chart. And once you're done the sell right, you should see it going back properly. Then you see, because when it's above OP, then only the top KCB can be seen. All right. Only when below OP, then the below KCB can be seen. That's how the market tells you that to take note of the buy and sell. So if you are not sure what to do today, look at the KCB here. If it's blue color, it's telling you to buy. If it's violet color, it's telling you to sell. Yes, that is how we denote this to inform you in case you lost track of mind and you don't know whether the OP stays what. Look at the KCB. All clear? If all clear, press number 6 right now. Okay, so we have the upside down to what I just mentioned, 1.4058. The downside itself in month will be back to the diamond that has the closing price of 1.3920, 1.3920. Okay, so upside 1.4058, downside 1.3920. But based on what we're seeing right now, MLP is at the bottom, KSI, KCX are all bullish, so likelihood the dollar should be dollar cat should be heading upwards. Yeah. Okay. All right. All clear. All right. That will be all for today. Right. Thank you for listening to me. We will have our revision very shortly in 1 minute's time. All right. Stop for now. Yeah.